Learn about the life and legacy of Mao Zedong, the founding father of the People's Republic of China. From his early life and rise to power to his implementation of communist policies and the devastating effects of the Cultural Revolution, this video explores the complexities of Mao's rule and his lasting impact on China and the world. Discover the fascinating story of one of history's most influential leaders and how his ideology shaped the course of modern China. Born on December 26, 1893, in Hunan Province, Mao grew up during China's Century of Humiliation, a period marked by foreign invasions and exploitation by Western powers and Japan. Widespread disease, famine, and uprisings left the Qing dynasty, which had ruled for over 2 centuries, on the brink of collapse. Despite this turbulent backdrop, Mao's family was well off, enabling him to attend school, where he developed a love for learning and began questioning traditional values. At 14, he defied his father by rejecting an arranged marriage, choosing instead to pursue his education. By the time he was 18, Mao had moved to Changsha, a city alive with revolutionary ideas. He witnessed the injustices of imperial rule and grew interested in political change, attending meetings with like-minded radicals. When an uprising against China's monarchy broke out in 1911, Mao joined the revolutionary forces, though he saw no battle. The monarchy fell, but the Republic of China that replaced it left Mao disillusioned. Corruption, violence, and the rise of local warlords made him long for a stronger, unified China. In 1918, Mao moved to Beijing, where he encountered radical thinkers, read works by Karl Marx, and became captivated by communism. By 1921, when the Chinese Communist Party, or CCP, was established, Mao was among its founding members, beginning his long, tumultuous journey to power. Mao quickly rose through the CCP's ranks, organizing strikes, rallies, and garnering support, especially for the rural poor. But the CCP's alliance with the larger Kuomintang Party, led by Chiang Kai-shek, turned deadly when Chiang ordered a violent purge of communists in 1927, sparking the Chinese Civil War. Mao and the surviving communists went into hiding, facing years of brutal conflict and personal losses, including the deaths of his second wife and young son. By 1934, Mao's forces were encircled by Chiang's troops, forcing them to embark on the grueling 5,000-mile-long march. This harrowing retreat solidified Mao as the leader of the CCP, and by 1943, he was officially appointed chairman. Meanwhile, Chiang's preoccupation with the communists left him vulnerable to Japanese invasion. In 1937, Mao and Chiang formed a fragile alliance against Japan, and by 1945, Mao's popularity soared. By 1949, the communists defeated the Kuomintang, and Chiang fled to Taiwan, leaving Mao to rule a newly unified China. On October 1, 1949, Mao proclaimed the People's Republic of China, ushering in a new era. He aimed to modernize the country, initially improving literacy, healthcare, and women's rights. However, he also created an authoritarian state where dissent was dangerous. Mao's writings became mandatory reading, his image ubiquitous in public and private spaces, and those who resisted were arrested or forced to publicly criticize themselves. Landlords, capitalists, and intellectuals faced harsh treatment in Mao's relentless pursuit of unity and control. In 1958, Mao launched the Great Leap Forward, an ambitious drive to surpass Western nations in agriculture and industry. But the campaign led to disaster. Private farms were collectivized, and peasants were forced into communes. Makeshift furnaces were built to produce steel, but they ended up melting down household items for unusable metal. The Four Pests campaign, which targeted sparrows, caused locust infestations and worsened crop failures. This mismanagement led to a famine, with deaths estimated between 30 to 50 million. Mao stepped back from his policies in 1961, allowing private farming to resume, but the damage was irreversible. In 1966, Mao launched the Cultural Revolution, rallying China's youth, known as the Red Guards, to eliminate perceived enemies. These young zealots attacked authority figures, destroyed cultural relics, and unleashed chaos at Mao's encouragement. His political rivals, like Liu Shaoqi and Deng Xiaoping, were removed, and society plunged into disorder. By 1968, Mao finally called in the military to restore order, although the Cultural Revolution's turmoil lingered until his death in 1976. As his health declined, Mao retained significant political influence, carefully playing factions within the government. He died on September 9, 1976, leaving a complex legacy. Mao's wife, Jiang Qing, was soon imprisoned, and Deng Xiaoping, who Mao had once purged, rose to power. Deng's market reforms brought rapid economic growth and lifted millions out of poverty, achieving the powerful China Mao had envisioned, but through capitalist principles rather than communist dogma. Mao Zedong, the architect of modern China, reshaped a fragmented, struggling country into a powerful nation. During his leadership, he spearheaded advances in health, education, and national solidarity, laying the groundwork for the economic powerhouse China would later become. Yet this transformation carried a grave toll. Mao enforced his vision through intimidation, violence, and the eradication of independent thought, mobilizing a generation of Chinese youth to fight and sometimes kill in his name, fostering a personality cult that glorified him as a godlike figure. His policies sparked the deadliest famine in recorded history, claiming an estimated 40 to 80 million lives. To some, he remains a hero. To others, a ruthless tyrant.